Happy New Year. Hope you have all had a great Christmas. And I know that at the start of the new year, a lot of you are going to have New Year's resolutions. So some of you might pick up exercise, some of you might pick up drawing, some of you might be getting into art for the first time. And so I just wanted to make this video to show you how to study, how to pick up things quickly when it comes to drawing, anatomy, learning the human face. And so I've broken it down in terms of the things that have definitely helped me the most. So I've broken it down into 3 stages. The copy stage, which is just when you copy from someone who already knows what they're doing, or you're copying from a subject like a skull or a face or a hand or an arm. The apply stage, which is when you then apply it to an image or something, maybe it's your own face. And the last stage is to try and apply it from memory. This is probably the most helpful stage because it helps you visualize things in your head and visualize the different planes and see what really works for you, where can you improve your knowledge, what parts do you miss out on. Yeah, and so I've got some examples of drawings that I've done. So this is a human face, different studies from a book that I've been going through. Refound it again, but it is figure drawing by Michael Hampton, Design and Invention. You've got different drawings like this, the hand, dynamic poses, body sketches. You've also got drawing the face as well. Yeah, and so this is definitely a book that I like to work through to either get back to grips with anatomy because I've stopped drawing for a while, or just to pick up new things as well. Yeah, so these are some examples. So these sketches would have been from the book. These were 2 from pictures that I looked at on the internet, so that was me applying the knowledge that I'd learned. Here are some more examples from the book, trying to apply some of the knowledge that I'd learned. These were pretty much all from the book. And then this was trying to apply the knowledge that I'd learned. More drawings from the book. And then, as I said, you get to the point where after you've done some things and you've applied some things, you try to recapture what you've learned from imagination. So this was just from the top of my head, what landmarks can I remember, and it demonstrates and shows where you are at in terms of your anatomical knowledge and what you've retained. So that's definitely the best method for me, and potentially it might be a good method for you. So let's get into it. Today we're going to be honest, I think it would be best if I did something completely different to what I normally do. So I'm going to do something I'm a lot less confident on, which is the arms. I'm going to study the arms and then we'll see how much I retain at the end through just trying to draw it from memory. So normally I just pick a page and start sketching. And I definitely recommend you to try and sketch along from either a book that you've got or images from the internet of different anatomical parts. So I'm just sketching in the, what's it called? I forgot what it's called, oh no. Shoulder plate. Sketching in deltoid, and I will just try and copy and also memorize where things are. One thing you could do if you're learning anatomy is just to label things. But it's not always necessary, because you kind of pick up the shapes that work best for you, which I like about this book, because it encourages you to not only learn from the book but pick up the methods that you find from the book, or that you find just through trial and error and happy accidents, to use when you're sketching out anatomical parts. And then lower arm. And one thing to remember is actually thinking about the 3D form. So remember, you're drawing a 3D form, not just like a flat shape. I mean, something that can help is drawing like these curves, so you kind of the curve lines on things, so you reinforce the fact that it is a 3D shape. So I'm just drawing the lower arm. And it looks confusing, but we'll break it down into simple things, or the best ways in which it kind of works. For me, that's how I go about doing it. Okay. So now I'm just going to draw. From this page, I'm going to draw this and try and see whether I can identify like the different muscles from what I've got. So I know we've got the big shape, which is going to be like our deltoid. Deltoid. This is going to be the bicep. And it seems to, like, there's a muscle that seems to wrap around. And still trying to think about the 3D form as I'm doing it. So you can see I'll draw lines across to indicate that it is a 3D form. Deltoid bicep. This is probably the brachialis. And then we've got where the shoulder, no, not shoulder, the elbow is. Elbow's here, so we draw like a mini hitch like that, and your drawings might not be as good as mine, and that's completely okay, because we're all learning at our own pace. I'm just drawing contour lines to show. So from what I can remember from this, or what I can see from this, I know that I've got the deltoid muscle here. Biceps. From what I can see, bicep, brachialis, probably here would be where the extensor muscles are. But on the other side. Trying to see if there's anything else that stands out, because I'm trying to pinpoint points of reference that I can use. Oh, okay. So tricep. So we know that there are two big muscles. We've got biceps, triceps here. And then we've got the brachialis, which is that big muscle that's curving around. And then we've got extensor muscles. So one method it shows in the book shows using circles for things. So clearly this here would be, I can just show it on the edge. So clearly this here would be a bicep. Then we would have, no, I mean the deltoid, these two. Then we're gonna have the bicep here. Smaller one here would be the tricep, and they've drawn the line of action. So when drawing, an important thing is to think about the flow, and that's kind of just the way the arm is curving. So you can see it has like an S shape. We're gonna have brachialis, and then we're going to have extensor muscles, and that will go into like a hand. But that's kind of the example that they've shown in the book. Oh, this is probably a better drawing to try and understand the back of the hand. So gonna draw the shoulder plate. where the elbow is. And if you're completely new to this, then I definitely recommend studying the skeleton first, because it gives you a better idea of what's underneath the muscles, and it helps you draw the muscles a lot more easily. Bicep. No, tricep. Okay, so this is why we study. Tricep is the one on the inside. And just making like these comparisons so that you know how to map it out. And the bicep. Okay, these are the triceps. So tricep, tricep. And then when it's turned around, we get bicep. And you can see the tricep on the very edge. Okay. Arms are definitely something that I find very tricky. Okay, and then we've got that shoulder. No, elbow, I mean. Now we've got that brachialis muscle here. And then we've actually got like extensors and the flexor muscles. That comes down to the arm. And see, I don't have to draw everything all the time. I'm trying to simplify, so you'd have brachialis, extensor, and flexor muscles, which would be here. So just to show that, shoulder blade, tricep, tricep. On the other side, if I was to draw this from the other side, we'd get the bicep, and we'd have the tricep, and then we'd have like the deltoid there. So technically all I'd need to know for the upper arm is we've got 1, 2, and 3. If I'm drawing from the back, 1, 2, 3. 3 different areas of tricep. And then from the front again, we'd have the brachialis, depends on the angle though, but I guess I'm drawing this arm facing inwards like this. So we'd have brachialis coming round like that. flexor muscle. And the extensors, which I'm just bunching into one shape. You can see I try and think about relations, so for the upper arm what I'm doing, what I'm going to have in my mind is 1, 2, sorry, it's meant to be a 2, and then that's 3. As we come further down, we're going to have muscle number 4, 4, and maybe I'll have 5 at that. That's kind of what I'm taking into account. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If we're on the back, then it's going to be 1, 2, because this is slightly longer, 3, which is a small one, we get that shoulder blade, and we get 4 and 5. 5 being the brachialis, and 4 being the flexor muscle, and then that goes into your arm. Yeah, and then this would just be the deltoid, so I can label that. It seems confusing, but the more you try and associate relationships with things, the more you understand what you're drawing, and the better at drawing you'll get. I might just do just arms, just so I can make this short. So yeah, let's try and do some stuff from images. I might just keep it to images today, just so it's short and simple. But I definitely recommend that you try and draw from imagination at the end to see how much you've retained. Yeah, so right now I'm drawing a very muscular dude. So, from what I've drawn, I've identified that this is probably the deltoid, bicep, tricep, and then here instead of like the brachialis, we'd get the flexor muscle because it's on the side that the thumb isn't. So you just identify certain small relationships like that. A less muscular arm from the side view. Yeah, so I definitely like to use these circles when I go about drawing things. So I'm putting in one circle for the deltoid. I mean, we could even try that curve line method that you kind of used, so I've drawn kind of like a rough line of action. Draw the deltoid. Yeah. We know that we're going to have the bicep on the top, so we could do this. That's probably going to be our bicep. Tricep. Side on the outside, that's going to be where the brachialis is. And then we would just have like our flexor muscle here. It's actually not really that pronounced in the image. You kind of just see the elbow. And you can just do like a rough thing of the hand here. Yeah, so you got a rough hand here. Could do some shading. Just smudge that down. Instead, we could actually just keep all of that in shadow. That way we kind of show both of them. And there we'd have the brachialis, but that's like a smaller sort of thing. So if I was to label this again, deltoid, bicep, tricep, brachialis, elbow, flexor, and then we have our hand. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it there. Good luck with your drawing. Happy drawing. Yeah, I definitely recommend that you take the time to study. Make sure that you spend time after you've studied and then also studied from images to try and apply what you've studied. Try to draw it from imagination, because that will definitely set what you are learning in your mind and show you where you need to improve. With that said, good luck. Also, I'll be turning this into a series where I go through different anatomical parts and we study anatomy and the ways in which the book describes going about drawing it, but also the ways in which I go about drawing it, because all the things that you learn, you can definitely simplify for yourself and find what way works best. Take care.